The light ascending from the sun, Thaumasia, reflects on the moon, Asenia. By the time the rays shining from the sun, Thaumasia, reach the Earth's surface, the strength of its heat content and brightness decreases. Also, as the moon Asenia orbits around Thaumasia, its size and brightness decreases. Therefore, the earth is illuminated for half the day. The other 12 hours is darkness. Exyabhir, by the might of Exyabhir, and by the word of Exyabhir, created the seven universes and instructed all to be a light source and leaders of righteousness. Exyabhir also created 100 worlds, planets, within the seven universes. These universes were given stewards and caretakers. The Melak Kerub, angels, were in the duotrigantillions, 1 followed by 99 zeros, and stars numbering beyond the comprehension of the human intelligence. According to their function and composition, they were installed among the seven universes and 100 planets for eternity. Prior to the creation of these universes and planets, there were no living or non living organisms. Once these seven universes and planets were in their firmament, the Creator, El, saw it was good. Therefore, the Creator, El, started composing new living beings using the four elements: fire from the planet Koreb, soil from the planet Dulaleb, water from the planet Nageb, and ear from the planet Azeb. Using word, alchemy, and judgment, brought forth physical tewahido, 4 in 1, 1 in 4, balance. From the fowls of the air, to the animals that creep on the ground, to the marine animals that swim and float over the water, Exyabhir created them all. To accompany all these living beings, for sustenance, were also created numerous amounts of plant life. Exyabhir, by the word of Exyabhir, brought forth life into existence, from void to be present. The dimensions of these universes, planets, and stars range immensely. All of these physical beings were instructed to maintain within the allocated establishment as not to cause collision. To accomplish this, Exyabhir formulated atmospheric variables that acted as a check and balance. Primarily, Exyabhir created 12 universes and chose only 7 to form life within to reveal the might of the Creator, El Shaddai. Exyabhir declared himself unto all his created beings, as they all may know who gave them the gift of life. These living beings were provided with a mind to think at one's discretion, with limited power. The region for the human race as inheritance is Hamelmal Maider, green earth, for a temporary duration. Therefore, we should value our time and energy on this planet, to be cognizant of our heavenly inheritance, to offer obeisance and tribute to Exyabhir, the sole proprietor of the 7 universes and 100 planets and all that abide within. With the guidance and support of the Melak Kerub, angels, we shall write what we have witnessed and what we are professing to be the true words of Exyabhir's Kidus Memphis, Spirit of Truth, our sovereign King, Jesus Christos, Jesus Christ, spoke and said this to the masses: Truly, truly, I say to you, we speak of what we know, and bear witness to what we have seen, but you do not receive our testimony. John 3:11. This testimony was delivered by the omnipresence of the three faculties of Euir. Christos spoke again: I have spoken to you of earthly things, and you do not believe. How then will you believe if I speak of heavenly things? John 3:12. Besides the one who came from the heavens, there is no other being who has ascended unto the heavens, and he is the one who abideth on his celestial realm, the Son of Man. Thus, from the recently discovered scroll, Jean Shiwa, with passages from the Old and New Testament, will help to strengthen the faith of a Tewahedo patron. This information will benefit members of Tewahedo to decipher on which path to take and how we should respect each and every one to avoid retaliation and malice. We are elated to present to you this book, Seregela, Tabour, Euir, for the entire family and for the clergy of the church, and we encourage you to read and share this utterance as to strengthen your faith. Also, from the hidden Suba'aim book, Yashir, we beget these messages. By the might of him, all became knowledgeable. By his prudence, all living beings came into existence. And in his spirit, remembrance earned respect. To acknowledge Euir is wisdom. Remembrance, wisdom, and life are essential gifts of the Creator. The individuals who seek the intimate and internal element of Euir will be anointed with a consoling spirit, according to the individual's inheritance. The book, Yashar, in Ge'ez, Yasar, or Book of Asher, is an observation in the events according to the life of Moses, the events concerning the life of the prophet Moses, his wife and children, as well as his father-in-law, Uter-ab, Jethro. This manuscript contains information dealing with the tribulation and the inauguration of the Beta Mekdus, House of the Anointed. In it also is contained details about the prophet Joshua, the prophet Samuel, Belay, and the life of King Aste, the wise King Solomon, son of the Braveheart King David, composed this parable. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For overstanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 1:5-7. Thereafter, establishing the seven universes, Euir adorned the perimeter of these universes with a unique chromaticity and sealed it infinitely. In his heavenly habitation, Ariam, with all the celestial beings that stood before him, Euir brought forth a river with life-sustaining water, and Euir established the foundation thereof. Beneath this river, there are 4 individual chariots that take position on each corner of the river. These chariots are guided by the spirit of Exyabhir. Also, there are waterfalls on this river that illuminate. On this universe, Aryam, the Malaks, angels, who are anointed with a pure mind and breath of air for sustenance, also begot inheritance in this universe. The composition and appearance of these cities within the universe Aryam are majestic and illustrious. The angels that reside on Aryam aviate and maneuver in likeness of bees, offering their praise to their creator. To fathom or to know all of the ins and outs, nor the formation and application of the creator will not be attainable for the children of men. Although Exyabhir has and will reveal certain knowledge, man has limitation. To know how much life exists on all these planets, or to even speculate on how many varieties of plant or animal species exist, it's not possible to know or even imagine. Therefore, we have translated from this book, Jan Shiwa, a segment about the 7 universes and 100 planets, from Ge'ez to Amharic and into English. Our forefathers were spiritually gifted and anointed with the guidance of the Melaks, angels. They were advised and ushered unto the ways of Exyabhir, and by being attentive to the commandments that the Melaks provided, our ancestors have passed on this important message. This book, Seregela, Tabour, Euir, by Meriras, Aman, Belay, composed for all the people who have desired to know their Creator personally and spiritually. Words from the author. I give thanks to Amlak Exyabhir, the protector of my beloved country, Ethiopia. Once Exyabhir created these 7 universes and 100 planets, Exyabhir spoke and declared for these planets and universes to be luminous and compassionate. We will reveal the names of the 7 universes and the 100 planets and the stewards that are in the internal part of these universes. From the hidden book Jan Shewa, we present you the mystical and tangible information. Read it faithfully and attentively. The person with a genuine and conscious mind and a heartical spirit will benefit from this knowledge. Not only to listen, also the ability for remembrance. Not only for a reading, but to know the contents and have a firm position. In this message, the wisdom of Exyabhir and the spirit of wisdom are established. The names of the 7 universes. Number 1. The first universe, Euir, air, which has 12 planets. One of the planets is the world where all the descendants of Adam reside. Number 2, Ramaye, has 33 planets positioned in a column. One of these planets is Yokiyuayim. Number 3, Gale, aka Gela, has a cluster of planets. Due to their arrangement, they appear to look like one. This universe is referred to as the celestial Ieruyi, Jerusalem, place of peace. Number 4, Wadudi, Dudi Yael. This universe has 21 planets. The planets are arranged in a great distance from one another. Number 5. Arya Aryam. The habitants and revelation of Exyabhir's reverence, where rivers overfilled with life-sustaining water and waterfalls. In the midst of the universe Aryam, there is a chamber of Exyabhir, surrounded by the anointed Kirubel, cherubim, and Surafel, seraphim. These angels unceasingly utter the words, Kidus, 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 holy, holy, holy. There is no planet on the universe, Arya, Aryam. Number 6. Euir, Aroria, has 33 planets, and all are aligned in a perfect structure. Number 7. Shaddai, the habitation for the exalted beings and angels, for a time infinite, where the source of life-bearing water is established. The texture of this water is like that of pure honey, and underneath there lays an ocean, a river with water like pure white milk. It is a river full of love and serenity. Shaddai, El Shaddai, is the location for the spirit of Exyabhir to maneuver and reveal his angelic presence. For this reason, it's also called Guyel Guyela. The 4 planets, Koreb, Dulaleb, Nageb, and Azeb, are located in the universe of Shaddai. From the book Jan Shiwa and the hosts of Exyabhir, we translate from Ge'ez to Amharic and English for all the ecclesiastic ones. These are the planets in the universe Euir. Number 1. In the first universe, Euir, internally and around the circumference, above and below, is surrounded by tides of water that spin and twist. This body of water is permanently established. Air is the main property on the universe Euir for all living matter. There are 12 planets on the universe Euir and 50 trillion stars. The stars vary in size. Some are 10 times the size of our temporary home, planet Earth. For each trillion, there are 12 zeros that proceed. The names of the 12 planets and their hosts. Man is the host of this earth and is to command and rule over the animals Exyabhir created. Hamel Mal Maider, Green Earth, is the planet allocated for the human race, and Exyabhir formed us from the soil of this planet. From the inception, to be its crowned head and to exercise cultivation, to be its custodian and commander. Exyabhir formed the first human, Admael, from the soil of this green earth. All those who were begotten after Admael were christened with the name Adamu Adame, for we all, the human race, inherited his essence. Not knowing its existence, lacking consciousness, from this planet, the element Enko-Yopiana, yellow diamond, and Enko-Acheban, precious diamond, At the same time, knowing its existence, spiritual consciousness, the tribe of Adam will only reside on this planet for a brief duration. The faculty of the flesh will return to its original source, soil from the earth. The faculty of the soul, which is created in the image of its creator, having a physical presence, is the sinless soul. And compassionate spirit will be uplifted to its creator, Exyabhir, for a time immeasurable. Number 2. The planet Riham is protected by the angel Seurael. Seurael. The living beings created by Exyabhir that reside on planet Riham resemble goats and sheep. Although their physical appearance is like that of animals, their intelligence level is exceedingly advanced, more so than the human race. Rehamians have a telekinetic and telepathic ability, studying the ways of the Creator and knowledge of Exyabhir. Besides the goats and sheep species, there are over 10 trillion species of animals. Number 3. The third planet is called Gauza, and its guiding angel is Suriael. Gauzian, their appearance is similar to the human race, with the addition of a tail and horns. The other species look like animals from the primate family, with a layer of soft hair on their skin. Gauzians have 2 feet and 2 hands. There are also different types of species that are able to aviate and maneuver with high velocity like a missile. The citizens of Gauza are non-violent and without hostility. Each tribe associates only with its own race. They don't mix with different species. There are large trees on this planet, and these trees produce a resin like liquid on their flower, similar to top-grade honey. This honey-like substance is the sustenance for these living creatures, and they also consume the soil. Their commander, Suriael, keeps them in an orderly manner. The Gauza world is a place of serenity and stillness. Number 4. The fourth planet is named Sharta. Its angel appointed is Kirub Surtatael. Shurtatael. Some of the living beings that reside on this planet have faces that look like that of a grasshopper with bodies, like spiders with 8 legs. They have beaks, which they utilize to discharge a thread-like material for constructing a fence and to discharge poison. This fence acts as a trap. The thread-like material is sticky. When other animals try to get through, they get stuck. Therefore, these trapped animals become a food source for the 8-legged creatures. From time to time, they do kill and eat each other. Some of these living beings were created without a beak and nose, so they utilize their tongue to see, taste, and smell. Their tongues are lengthy and have tiny holes which they use to smell, and have tiny eyes on top of their tongue to see. Their tongue is like that of a chameleon. They sling out and capture their prey. When this 8-legged creature decides to sleep, its tongue is rolled in. It's not able to smell nor see, making it susceptible to predators. These living beings seem to be in constant disagreement, often bickering and fighting, killing and consuming their enemy's remains. These eight-legged creatures tend to reproduce rapidly. They develop while still in their mother's womb, but actually hatch out of the eggshell once the eggs are laid. The eggs are shaped like an oval shape and have a silk-like material wrapped around the egg for cushion. It's normal to have about 500 hatchlings in one egg. The size of the eggs vary in size, the largest one being the size of a big boulder or a large pile of grain. These Gaussians have the ability to reproduce without having a mate. They are equipped with a reproductive system that has both male and female DNA formula. Number 5. Sewud planet is the fifth planet. Its Melak Kerub is Azazel. Seudians have been granted the privilege of traveling to the different planets within the universe Euir. Whenever they visit our planet, Hamelmal Maider, Green Earth, they tend to create volcanoes and dry up any vegetation that they come in contact with. Since their physical makeup is composed of fire, air, and soil, allowing them to dry any living matter to ashes, even just by breathing on that subject. These advanced beings are workers of affliction, sent by Exyabhir. Their energy source consists mainly of a lava like, fiery substance that resembles ice. Saudians can only remain on planet Earth for a short period of time. They have to return to their birth planet, Saud. Their dwelling quarters is made from a fire material. Creatures who have the four elements of nature fire, soil, water, and air are not able to survive on this planet. They would melt and be engulfed in flames. Saudians have similar behavior to that of the Kausawian. Number 6. Planet Senbela with Kirub Simsimael has similar atmosphere as our mother planet Hamelmal. There are over 10 trillion, varieties of animal planets, species on this planet. There are animals that fly in the open air, those that walk on the ground, and some that slither on their belly. Just like earthlings, these animals have strife amongst one another. Some hunt and kill for food, while a certain amount of species only consume resin and fruits from trees. These celestial beings have an advanced record keeping system to keep track of their day of birth. The rotation of their planet around the sun is different than planet Earth. They can live up to anywhere from 100 to 400 years of age, which could exceed 1,000 years by our calendar count. Number 7. On the seventh level of the universe Euir, sits the planet Mysan with Archangel Kerub Misael. The living beings that inhabit the planet Mysan, although they resembled wild animals, they're actually very spiritual beings. They worship the Creator by playing instruments that make joyful sounds. Their voices are soft and soothing, almost like the sound of waves. The Mysawians resemble the Rohanians who live in the universe Eroria on the planet Rose. These Rohanians have some of the finest and pleasant sounding musical instruments. Mysawians from time to time visit our planet Hamelmal, Green Earth. There is no physical barrier that limits them from entering or going through any object, a volcano, deep in the ocean, or inside the belly of the earth. For their world has similar environmental behavior as Earth. They can stay underwater without any breathing apparatus and can go into the fire and never get burned. No barricade can block them from entering. Although they have these special powers to travel freely, they are still limited to the universe Euir. Whichever planet they decide to visit, they still have to return to their planet Mysan, for they are not even allowed to die on a foreign planet. They honor and respect the commandments of the Creator Exyabhir and all things that were created by him. More than anything, they honor and love the human race. Some of the ascendants of Adam have and will travel to planet Mysan via a space chariot, if they have been found worthy by Exyabhir. Since the environment is similar to that of planet Hamelmal, there is no need for special breathing equipment or cloth. The Mysawians continuously offer praise and worship to the creator Exyabhir. Number 8. The world of Akrab is guided by the angel Akrinael. All the living beings that exist on planet Akrab reside in the ocean. The texture of the water is more dense than that of our planet. Most of the creatures resemble alligators and scorpions. There exists numerous species of marine animals on this planet. Each species keeps to their own kind. They tend to stay in a body of water. They don't venture out anywhere where there is fire or a soil element. They are considered somewhat of a half living being, lacking certain consciousness or physical disposition. Number 9. Kausa. The planet is protected by Kerub, Melak, Kaukasael. Kausawians are composed of fire and air, and reside near the tide of an ocean composed of only fire. The population of this planet is less than the other planets. These fiery beings are able to take flight into the womb of the sun Thaumasia and will not be affected by the intense heat of the sun. At the same time, they are required to return to their mother planet Kausa. The heat from the sun Thaumasia is about 50 times higher than the body temperature of the Kausawians. Whenever Kausawians come in contact with any earthly creature, they usually melt and burn them, since they are made of fire and air. Although these beings are composed of fire and air, they have a unique physical appearance. They spend a great deal amount of time dealing with the element of flame and do as they wish. They are able to travel from their own planet to other planets and are considered to be similar to Saudians. These beings are considered partial beings, for they are not like any other living beings on the different planets and mainly function as agents of vandalism. Number 10. Planet Zedi is protected by Kerub Melak Ashjib Jemael. Planet Zedi, also known as Jodi, is very similar to the atmosphere of planet Green Earth. The living beings on this planet are relatively the same. Species of birds and eagles mostly inhabit this planet. From time to time, certain birds from our planet are transported to Zedi, as well as birds from planet Zedi ascend to our planet Earth. Although Zediwians have a diversity in body and facial makeup, all of the species can understand the language spoken by the next species. Each one has their own distinct sound, which they utilize to make a joyful melody unto Exyabhir, and are able to duplicate the sound of musical instruments on their planet. Their intellectual capacity exceeds immensely from the earthling. They possess instruments which have the capacity to observe distant planets and universes. Zediwians also have spacecrafts which they use to travel to different planets and stars within the universe Euir. Regardless where they travel, they have to return to their home planet Zedi. Some of the species from Zedi prepare their meals like humans. They prep, cook, and consume the finished product. While some of the species cook their meal, some are strictly raw foodists and receive nourishment from the pollen of the flowers and resin from the stems of trees. The desire and will of the Zediwian residents is to compose new hymns for the glorification of Exyabhir, and are not concerned with any other matter, including self-desire. Zediwians, above all, are a happy nation, who love and respect Exyabhir. Number 11. Delawa planet is protected by Kerub, angel Delawa Wuel. The reason why it was given the name Delawa is due to the deep darkness of its perimeter and internal space. It can be compared to one of the planets of purgatory, Berbaros. Berbaros. Although it is pure darkness on this planet, there are about a sextillion, 1 followed by 21 zeros, types of different species that inhabit this world. These living beings use their collar and around the throat of their neck to extract their food and gather with their tongue, finally choosing which part to eat and discard. These living beings do not have ears, eyes, and no nose. Instead, have a tongue that has the ability to hear, smell, and see. Therefore, they do not know the difference between darkness and light, for that was the way Exyabhir has created them. The home planet of the Delawians is deeply tenebrous and heavy in energy field. Number 12. The final planet in the universe Euir with living beings is planet Hut with Kerub Melak Kumkumael. The living beings on planet Hut assemble themselves in a cluster formation like bees and create a mountain-like structure. In the midst of the Hutawian society, there is a matriarch who is like the queen bee. She is the mother of all and is she who bears them. If by chance the mother passes away due to the increase of age and is decomposed, all the members will diminish and will no longer exist. They will recycle to the soil of planet Hut, since their existence depends on the mother being alive. Otherwise, they don't mix with other beings who look like them, nor will they adopt another mother and join another house. There is no other species on planet Hut besides those that pile upward and form a mountain-like structure. Therefore, we publish this information about the planets within the universe Euir and the living beings that exist on the grounds of these 12 planets, and we will seal this portion. Those who have a spirit should research and know its essence, for there is wisdom within this knowledge. This is the gift of Exyabhir, which he bestowed upon us when he created we.